In this video, we're going to talk about how a new study has revealed that the Celtics may be unfairly impacted by the NBA Finals scheduling. Were you watching the NBA Finals on the edge of your seat while holding your breath? Because we sure were. The first 4 games were giving us whiplash, from looking at a win by the Warriors to a win by the Celtics and back again. But the Bay Area got the trophy home. First off, let's talk about the NBA scheduling. The NBA Finals were scheduled from the 2nd of June to the 16th of June this year. The finals between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors were scheduled over 2 weeks, leaving too much time for us to debate about the winning team. The biggest question on all of our minds was, who's going to bring the trophy home? Game 5 and Game 6 showed the Warriors win by a whopping 10 points and more. Their hard work did pay off after all, but this time, people are saying that the final schedule had a few problems for the Boston Celtics. It didn't give them enough time to get rid of their jet lag and adjust to the time zone. The finals took place at the Chase Center in San Francisco and the TD Garden in Boston, requiring both the competing teams to travel back and forth between the 2 states. Although the traveling took a toll on both the teams, the Celtics had to face the difference in the time zones when going to the East, and then having to play a finals game soon after their flight. Next up, let's take a look at the study conducted. The Boston Celtics may be at a significant disadvantage in the NBA Finals home matches as a result of jet lag. According to a groundbreaking study by Australian academics, they investigated the issue of jet lag and how it affects NBA play, and revealed something very interesting for us all. The Turner Institute for Brain and Mental Health at Monash University in Melbourne, led by lead author Dr Elise Facer-Childs, conducted the study on the effects of jet lag caused by traveling on productivity. The research was released in the biology magazine Frontiers. The researchers contend that jet lag has substantial impacts and propose that the NBA and other athletic codes take this into consideration when organizing games when teams must travel over great miles and through many time differences. The study stated that the NBA teams often have to face the effects of jet lag when they travel from state to state for matches. A few of the teams face the biggest effects based on their geographical location. Teams based on the eastern coast who have to return to compete in home games and do not have appropriate recovery times may be very concerned about traveling eastward. In order to compensate for eastward travel with more recuperation time, schedulers might lessen these impacts and enable athletes to adjust to the current time region. Were the Celtics at a big disadvantage? From the 2011 to 2012 season until the 2020-2021 season, the researchers examined data from 10 NBA seasons, totaling 11,481 games. They discovered that jet lag affected performance and victory among home teams that traveled eastward to their home base rather than westward. The teams that traveled east and had jet lag specifically had a few decreased likelihood of victory by 6.03% and scored 1.29 fewer points on average. Additionally, the teams also have a 1.29 less of a rebound possibility and a reduction of 1.2% in the effective goal percentage. The host team's score advantage decreased by 4.53 points as the severity of the jet lag rose. For example, through Los Angeles to Washington, D.C., that is a 2-hour difference in time, the points gap decreased by 0.72 points for every hour of the time difference. The study's findings revealed that home teams fared similarly to when they did not fly at all, provided the eastward trip was accompanied by sufficient rest time. The journal article advises that medical experts and sleep experts apply evidence-based initiatives to handle eastward jet lag, including precisely timed light exposure and prevention and/or melatonin supplementation via tablets, if schedules cannot be changed to create a balance among teams that may have jet lag, particularly in comparison to those who do not. This was advised so that both teams would be at their best states when competing. Has the NBA faced something like this before? Is this discovery new, or were the NBA aware of this? Ever since the 1980s, when the competition was ruled by the East Coast Boston Celtics and the West Coast Los Angeles Lakers, the NBA has been informed of the effect of travel weariness on productivity in the NBA Finals. To reduce cross-country airline travel, the NBA modified the final schedule to a 2-3-2 format in 1985. Games 1, 2, 6, and 7 were held in the higher seed stadium, whereas games 3, 4, and 5 were conducted in the lesser seed stadium. The NBA returned to a 2-2-1-1-1 system for the finals in 2014, however, because all NBA team members now fly privately, lessening the effects of travel weariness. But it was pretty evident in the 2022 finals that the Celtics were at a huge disadvantage. The difference in time zones affected the players, and there have been rumors in the air about the Celtics having a solid chance if their jet lag had been taken into consideration. Whatever the reason may be, the Warriors secured a smashing victory on the Celtics court during Game 6 amidst all the rumors. Now, in other news, every piece of information we have on the Russian jail where Brittney Griner is now being detained. Brittney Griner was detained at Sheremetyevo International Airport south of Moscow in the middle of February on suspicion of smuggling hash oil into the country. After a week, Russia began its occupation of Ukraine, and Miss Griner has been in Russian detention ever since. The Correctional Colony No. 1 on the outskirts of Moscow, an old orphanage that was refurbished a decade earlier to serve as a jail for women awaiting sentencing and women completing their sentences, was the location of the New York Times piece on Miss Griner on Thursday. The location of Miss Griner has not been verified by the Russian government. According to the Times, the institution has dark painted halls and dismal towering walls with artificial lighting, and Miss Griner is not the only international citizen detained there for drug use in the past few years. When Nama Issachar, an Israeli-American, tried to catch a connecting aircraft in Moscow in 2019, Russian police detained her after discovering a third of an ounce of marijuana in her suitcase. Miss Issachar, who was imprisoned in Correctional Colony No. 1 and given a 7.5-year term for drug use, provides a possible scenario for Miss Griner in the event that diplomatic attempts to liberate her fall short. In 3 sets, 23-year-old Elena Rybakina defeats Ons Jabeur to claim the Wimbledon women's trophy. During the Wimbledon final on Saturday, Elena Rybakina nervously stepped on the court. Our star had already let her nerves get the better of her as she started the game that would decide who gets the championship title. She defeated Ons Jabeur by scores of 3-6, 6-2, 6-2 after roughly 2 hours of hard hitting and sprinting at the All England Club to claim the title and earn Kazakhstan's first ever big event singles trophy. Even after the championship title winning high, Elena's face showed her amazement loud and clear. Our star didn't expect to win, and she revealed that she'd never felt anything like this before. She was raised in Moscow and has been playing for Kazakhstan since that nation promised to assist her tennis career in 2018. Due to the hostilities in Ukraine, the switch prevented any competitors who represent Russia or Belarus from competing in the competition, which has generated discussion throughout Wimbledon. There has only been one woman rated lower than the number 23 since the WTA computer ranks were introduced in 1975. Venus Williams, who had previously won 3 of her 5 Wimbledon titles in her career, beat Rybakina in 2007 at number 31, despite being ranked number 1 at the time. The American Century Championship features Steph Curry's eagle shot from a 97-yard rang. The long ball is nothing new to Steph Curry. Because of his amazing talent at draining three-pointers from all over the court, he ranks among the most significant NBA players of all time. Curry made an impression at this week's American Century Championship, a golf competition held at Lake Tahoe, with a roster full of celebrities from many fields, including sports, entertainment, and much more. Curry had a 97-yard strategy shot from the center of the fairway on the 13th pit at Edgewood, Tahoe. He yanked the rope on a wedge, just like Tom Brady did during the match a few years ago, and all that was shown was the cup's bottom. Additionally, his interaction with his father, Dell, and brother Seth may have been preferable to the shooting. That's a wrap for this video. What did you think about the Celtics' performance? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.